Hello, this is the 2002 Flash game Zookeeper by Kiteretsu. This is running in a Flash emulator off of archive.org, and I will link to that archive.org page in the description under the YouTube video. So I'm just playing it in my Firefox web browser, and you can too. It's free. This game was a free downloadable Flash game back in 2002. Let's check out the credits. So my Google Translate phone app tells me that this says the first credit is production, and that is to Wind Up Manga Studio, brackets robot. And then the second credit is Row Pro Producer Row. I don't know what that means. And the name is Kusakabe Masaki, and then robot in bracket. And the bottom line says project site Kiteretsu. And this is actually a clickable link. If you click this, it goes to a site that no longer exists. It's kiteretsu.robot.co.jp or something like that. I probably have that wrong. So this was a .swf file that you could just download, which probably, like, I don't know if they meant it to be downloadable. It wasn't obviously downloadable. There was no like download link, but you could just look in like the web page source code where they had it embedded or whatever, and find the file, just the link to the file, and then just enter that in your browser and it would download it. So like I put it on my own website. I had a little game forum, and I just sort of planted it there, and me and the other people who posted on that forum would just play the game while we were chilling out. So I don't know. I mean, its job was probably to get people to the Kiteretsu robot site, I would have thought, and if that was the case, then it kind of backfired in that sense. But how to play. This is all in Japanese. Basically, you're swapping tiles. It's a match 3 type game, which was not an original thing back then, of course, but it just did it in a fun and engaging way. I forgot there was a story. Can I translate this? Let's see here. Hang on a sec. I'm going to start over. Okay. No. At this charming zoo, animals who couldn't stand the cruel zoo director. And he's saying, feed today. I woke up Bowdo? Come on, translate this. As a zookeeper, we have to get Chidjo back in the park. Anyway, so basically the animals got fed up with the director who was cruel, and they fled, and you're the zookeeper, and you have to round them up, so that the evil director can lord it over them again, I guess. I don't know what that does. Let's just go ahead and play. So unlike later versions of the game, and I should say that this web version has always been kind of janky, and the animation is a little sluggish. It's definitely not the best version of the game anymore that you can play. I mean, I guess like people say that the DS version is the best version. I haven't played that version. I never had a DS. But there's a very good version for Android phones. That's the only game I've had on my phone for like 15 years now. I mean, that's the only game I have on my phone at all. And that's called Zookeeper DX. I think it costs a few bucks. And that came out in 2011. So 9 years after this web version from 2002. But they just updated that Android version in October of last year, and I think it said it added a mode or something, although when I looked I couldn't really tell what mode was added. But so that app has been going since 2011 and it's still going strong, I guess, so that's cool because I like it. This version Oh, the pause button does work. I couldn't get that to work yesterday for some reason. And I guess you can turn off the music, but the music rules, so I don't know. I guess if your boss was coming by or something. And I'm not playing very well because I'm distracting myself by talking. But, so I have a few stupid strategies that I developed when I played this obsessively back in the day. One is to go for matches lower down in preference to matches higher up, because then more stuff falls past more other stuff and you have thus a higher chance of making combos. Okay, so you can't do that. The other basic strategy I have is to go for vertical matches in preference to horizontal matches. Like here's a 4 in a row horizontal. I mean, you obviously want to go for a bigger in a row, like go for a 4 in a row over 3 in a row. But see, I go for vertical matches preferentially because I think that also means more stuff is falling past. So here I could go horizontal or vertical. I'm going vertical. Also, when you see angry animals, that means if you match them, you'll clear the screen, but I would usually avoid that to milk points. Like here's a match I can do here, just to milk points before I end with matching hippos, but eventually I will have to match hippos. I'm just going to do that now. So one thing, the main difference with this and the PS2 version that I'll show in the next episode versus the modern version, the Android app anyway, is that in the Android app you can continue making matches while a combo is going. So you can have stuff falling and animals comboing and just the game going crazy, and then you can also be continuing to make matches on your own in addition to that while that's happening. Oh no, I'm not even seeing a match. This is horrible. Okay, good. And it's just a lot of fun to be doing that, but you can't do that here. While a match is going, you can't click on anything. And it's kind of this, it's pretty much the same in the PS2 version. You can't. Okay, another strategy of mine is to zap these flashing panels, as they're called in the Wikipedia article or something. Special panels, I think it calls them, as soon as they appear, because then you clear off one whole species from the screen, which means you have more chances of getting combos because there's fewer things that won't match each other, essentially. Oh, I don't want to match those. So go for those right away to maximize your chance to get combos, or at least that's what I do. I don't know if any of this makes sense. The main thing is just to always be looking for matches. So even while stuff is animating in a combo and stuff, don't look at the pretty animals comboing. You gotta keep looking for matches constantly. You can't waste time watching the animal faces do funny stuff. Which, you know, is too bad, but hey, that's life. That's life if you want to get a big score. I actually recorded playing this first before I recorded my episode with the PS2 version, but I wasn't set up in front of my regular keyboard because I hadn't actually planned to play this version. It just kind of came up in a Google search when I was looking for information about the game in general. And I was like, oh heck, that's still online. I guess I better play that. And so I was using my, I was set up to chill out on my, on just an exercise mat on the floor, which is where I like to play like games when I'm using my gamepad and stuff. And I did not have my mouse and keyboard in front of me, and I was playing on my portable keyboard with a touchpad, and I just played extremely horribly, and it was embarrassing. Not that I'm playing brilliantly now. I mean, I haven't really played this game, especially this version, of course, since in like 20 years, maybe a little less than 20 years. I still play the version on my phone like maybe maybe like once a year I remember that it's there, and I just, play it for like 10 minutes, and that's about it. And we're not low on matches right now, I think. I'm not seeing anything. Okay, thank goodness. I'm almost to the rabbits. I believe. I think that happens at level 7. And as far as I know, as far as I remember, the rabbits are the only change in the gameplay as you play. Otherwise, it just keeps going and going and getting harder and harder. Well, faster. You have less and less time. Until you finally just can't keep up anymore. And you lose. You inevitably lose. Like, I don't think I know if there's a way to actually win. Like, I don't think you get to an ending ever. I never have, as far as I remember. Okay, so here come the... Oh, it's not rabbits in this version, it's the director. Wait a second, is that right? Or did I do something weird? Has it always been the director in this version? Oh man, I'm so weirded out now. So in like the PS2 version, the additional species that you get to on stage 7 is, I don't think it's ever the director. It's pink bunny rabbits. But here it's the zoo director. In fact, it's kind of interesting because the PS2 version, so in this version you see yourself as the sort of guy dressed in black and gray work clothes, and you see the director in some scenes. But in the PS2 version, I think they've basically got rid of all the humanoid representation. So you don't see the director, you don't see yourself as a zoo worker, you just see animals, you just see cute animals. So like when I was playing with the touchpad yesterday, I only got like, I didn't even get to 2,000 points. It was pretty weak. Uh-oh. Speaking of weak, oh man, I died way faster than I expected. So this has got to be some kind of translation problem or something. Like I'm sure that's something was supposed to be there in Japanese or something. Should I try submitting my score? Cool. So that's it. Thanks, Mr. Director. Oh my gosh, I forgot the director appears as a playable piece instead of pink bunny rabbits. Oh, that kind of rules. Well, I didn't get a huge combo, but I did at least solve the question for myself if I could continue making moves while combos are in progress in this, and the answer is no. And you can't do it in the PS2 version either, and it's very noticeable, and it doesn't ruin the game. It's just more fun in later versions when you can continue adding combos to ongoing combos like you can in the Google app version. Anyhow, pretty sweet game still. This is the classic, the first version, as far as I know, that appeared as a Shockwave Flash free thing on the internet. And you can play it right now, as I record this anyway, on archive.org. Again, I will have that link in the description under the video on YouTube. I mean, I had it, on my own website until the lords of the internet came together and decided that Flash was a huge security risk, and basically all the browsers stopped letting you play Flash games and applications in them, and then Windows stopped letting you run Flash applications in Windows, so you just can't play it anymore. You can actually download the zookeeper.swf file from archive.org, but if you try to run it, Windows tells you no, you can't run this. So it's running in some kind of Flash emulator on archive.org, which I guess in theory is supposed to render it safe and not, you know, not some sort of conduit for viruses or whatever the problem with Flash was back in the day. I don't know. They just told us it was a big security risk. Anyway, this game still rules. This probably isn't the best version anymore. It's kind of crusty and janky. It's always been crusty and janky, but that's part of its charm in a way. But it is a version that you can still play for free on the web, which I had not realized I mean, I went without playing this version for 10 years or so, because I did not realize that it was on archive.org in that Flash emulator thing. I don't know how long it's been there. Wait, maybe I do? I'm gonna go check and report back. Hang on a sec. Okay, the archive.org page says it was added in 2020, so it's only been, it's only been I'm only 4 years behind realizing it was there. So thanks, Google, for showing me it was there. And thank you for watching. The next episode will be me playing it, playing the PS2, the Japanese PS2 version, and I will be talking in reference to my earlier play session that I recorded before that of this version where I really stunk it up, but I did a little better this time. I didn't get any huge just combos that go on and on. I mean, you can get combos that are like 10 match combos or more, and it's kind of crazy. Like the thing is just slowing down and chugging and making crazy noises and all kinds of stuff. I'm still psyched out about the zoo director's head appearing instead of the pink bunnies. I totally forgotten that this version did that. Oh my gosh, that was actually frightening. He's just sitting here waving a cigar at me. I wish this Japanese text printed so I could tell what he's saying, but it doesn't. Oh well. Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.